What comes to mind when you think of California? Is it the glamour of Hollywood? The cutting-edge tech innovations of Silicon Valley? The breathtaking coastline stretching from San Diego to San Francisco? Or perhaps, its darker realities, skyrocketing housing costs, crippling traffic, and the ever-growing wildfire crises. California is a place of extremes, where immense wealth exists alongside staggering inequality, where innovation thrives, but so does political and environmental tension. Today, we're going to dive deep into California, a state that, if it were its own country, would have the fifth largest economy in the world. But is all that glitters really gold? How does California's incredible success measure up against its glaring challenges? What opportunities lie ahead for the Golden State, and what looming threats could undermine it all? Before we get into it, let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is California's greatest strength, or its biggest weakness? Have you experienced the highs or lows of living or visiting this iconic state? And while you're here, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with someone who needs to know the real story about California, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analyses on places that shape the world. Now, let's take a closer look at California's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Buckle up, because this is going to be an eye-opening ride through the complexities of one of the most fascinating places on Earth. California boasts numerous strengths that contribute to its global prominence. Its economy is its crown jewel, often regarded as the fifth largest in the world, ahead of countries like the United Kingdom and India. In 2022, the state's GDP was a staggering $4.2 trillion. At the heart of this economic engine is Silicon Valley, home to tech giants like Apple, Google, and Meta. These companies have revolutionized global industries and continue to attract top talent and investment. California also leads the way in the entertainment industry, with Hollywood as the global epicenter of film and television production. The state accounts for nearly 60% of U.S. box office revenues and exports its cultural products worldwide. Natural resources are another significant advantage. California is rich in agricultural productivity thanks to the Central Valley, which is often called the breadbasket of the world. The state produces over one-third of the vegetables and two-thirds of the fruits and nuts consumed in the U.S. Almonds, grapes, and citrus fruits are just a few of the high-value crops that contribute to California's agricultural dominance, which generates over $50 billion annually. Geographically, California is unmatched. With over 800 miles of coastline, the state boasts a thriving tourism industry centered on iconic destinations such as San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, Los Angeles beaches, and Yosemite National Park. The state's diverse climate ranges from sunny deserts to snow-capped mountains, drawing millions of visitors each year. In 2022, California saw over 200 million tourists, who collectively spent over $130 billion. Demographically, California is one of the most diverse places in the world. With a population of nearly 39 million people, the state is a melting pot of cultures, languages, and ideas. This diversity fuels innovation and creativity, giving California an edge in adapting to global trends. Finally, California is a leader in renewable energy. The state has aggressively pursued green initiatives, aiming to achieve 100% clean energy by 2045. Solar and wind energy production have skyrocketed, with California generating nearly 32% of its electricity from renewables as of 2023. This forward-thinking approach positions California as a global leader in combating climate change. Despite its immense strengths, California faces significant weaknesses that undermine its potential. One of the most glaring issues is the cost of living. The state consistently ranks as one of the most expensive places to live in the U.S. Housing is a primary driver, with the median home price in California exceeding $750,000 in 2023, more than double the national average. In cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles, this figure is even higher. For renters, the situation isn't much better. Median monthly rent in San Francisco, for example, hovers around $3,000. This affordability crisis has driven many middle-class families and young professionals out of the state. Homelessness is another deeply entrenched issue. California accounts for nearly 30% of the homeless population in the U.S., despite making up only 12% of the nation's population. In 2023, over 170,000 people were reported as homeless in the state, with cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco struggling to implement effective solutions. Infrastructure also poses a challenge. While California is known for innovation, much of its transportation and public infrastructure is aging and overburdened. Traffic congestion in metropolitan areas like Los Angeles is notorious, with residents spending an average of 62 hours stuck in traffic annually. Meanwhile, the state's water infrastructure is under immense pressure, as California's reliance on a complex system of aqueducts and reservoirs has been strained by years of drought. Additionally, California's business climate is often criticized for being unfriendly. High taxes and stringent regulations make it one of the most challenging states to operate a business. The state has the highest personal income tax rate in the country, at 13.3%, and corporate taxes are similarly high. This has prompted some companies, including Tesla and Oracle, to relocate their headquarters to states like Texas, where the regulatory environment is perceived as more favorable. Public education is another weak spot. While California is home to world-renowned universities like Stanford, UC Berkeley, and UCLA, its K-12 education system ranks poorly compared to other states. In 2023, California ranked 40th in the nation for public school quality, with large disparities in educational outcomes based on income and geography. California's weaknesses, while significant, also present opportunities for growth and transformation. The state's housing crisis, for example, has prompted innovative solutions such as modular housing and zoning reform. California recently passed laws like SB 9, which allows homeowners to build additional units on their properties, potentially increasing housing supply and addressing affordability. Renewable energy is another area ripe with opportunity. As the global economy shifts towards decarbonization, California is well-positioned to lead the transition. The state's ambitious climate goals create opportunities for investment in clean technologies, including electric vehicles, battery storage, and smart grids. Companies like Tesla and Rivian, headquartered in or near California, are already at the forefront of this green revolution. The tech industry also continues to offer opportunities for economic expansion. Artificial intelligence, biotech, and green tech are emerging sectors where California is poised to dominate. With venture capital investments in the state totaling over $100 billion annually, California remains a hub for cutting-edge startups and disruptive technologies. Tourism, already a significant contributor to the state's economy, could further expand as California leverages its natural beauty and cultural diversity. Ecotourism, for instance, offers untapped potential, especially as travelers become more environmentally conscious. Investing in sustainable tourism infrastructure could attract even more visitors while protecting the state's natural resources. Moreover, California's demographic diversity is a powerful tool for global influence. The state can harness its multicultural population to strengthen trade relationships with countries like China, Mexico, and India. California already exports over $170 billion worth of goods annually, with its top trading partners being the Asia-Pacific region. Expanding these relationships could boost the state's economic resilience. Finally, the entertainment industry offers endless possibilities for growth as streaming services, gaming, and virtual reality technologies evolve. Hollywood has already begun diversifying its content to appeal to global audiences, and this trend is likely to continue, further cementing California's cultural dominance. California faces a range of external threats that could undermine its progress. Climate change is arguably the most pressing. Rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and more frequent wildfires have already caused significant damage to the state. Wildfires alone have resulted in billions of dollars in economic losses. Sea level rise is another looming threat, particularly for coastal cities like San Francisco and Los Angeles. Economic inequality is another significant concern. Despite its immense wealth, California has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation when adjusted for the cost of living. Over 16% of Californians live below the poverty line, highlighting the state's stark divide between its affluent tech hubs and struggling rural areas. If unaddressed, this inequality could lead to social unrest and further exacerbate the homelessness crisis. Political polarization poses yet another threat. California's progressive policies often clash with those of more conservative states, creating friction at the national level. Many states offer lower taxes and a lower cost of living. This makes them appealing destinations. This polarization could hinder federal funding for critical projects, such as wildfire prevention and infrastructure upgrades. Additionally, California's policies on issues like immigration and climate change may face legal challenges that slow progress. The exodus of businesses and residents from the state is also a growing concern. High taxes, a high cost of living, and regulatory burdens have driven some companies and individuals to relocate to states like Texas, Florida, and Arizona. If this trend continues, California could lose a significant portion of its economic and human capital. Finally, cybersecurity threats pose risks to California's tech-driven economy. As the state relies heavily on digital infrastructure, it is increasingly vulnerable to cyber attacks. A major breach affecting Silicon Valley companies or critical infrastructure could have cascading effects on both the state and the global economy. What do you think? Is California on the right track, or are its challenges too big to overcome? If you were in charge, what would you tackle first? Housing affordability, infrastructure, climate resilience, or something else entirely? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more content like this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.